Thanks for coming out. I just want to begin by welcoming everyone. A long time ago, we started hosting the Proclamation here at the high school. And the thinking behind it is sort of self-evident. And that is, when you look at issues and concerns and trying to raise awareness about things that impact all our lives, it made sense that in an educational setting, we would address this. So again, my role simply is to welcome everyone, kick this off, and introduce a number of people who will be here to speak to the issue of domestic violence, raise awareness, but also present the proclamation. Really appreciate you all being here. Why don't we just sort of shift that way so that I'm not talking away from you. That's even better. I'd like to introduce Dee Dee Bartlett.
Thanks, Charlie. Thank you very much. Thank you. I think this is the largest crowd we have had for one of these. Thank you, Principal Egan. Thank you, Principal Rothman. Good morning, everybody. Purple. Got a lot of purple on today, okay? There's a lot of purple swag out here, okay? It's to mark Domestic Violence and Abuse Awareness Month, which is the month of October. Events like this, just like this one, are happening now in Darien and in Wilton and Westport, Weston, Norwalk, and Stamford. And first selectmen like our own Deanna Carlson here will be proclaiming October as Bullying, Domestic Violence, and Teen Dating Awareness Month. But what does that really mean for you folks? Well, actually, it's quite close. Because in Connecticut, 1 out of every 3 girls and women are bullied and harassed. And in Connecticut, 1 out of every 3 guys are bullied and harassed. That means I'm looking out at all of you, and each of you knows someone who is suffering from abuse or bullying in one form or another. And this form can be physical, it can be sexual, it can be financial, it can be emotional, it can be psychological. It can be online and it can be in person. But whatever form it takes, it's real. In the last 20 years, since the New Canaan Abuse Prevention Partnership was formed, more than 2,000 people have called the police. Think about that, 2,000 people. That's a lot of folks. So what can you do to help yourself or a friend who may be being bullied or abused? Fortunately, there's a lot of help. Jeff Deek is the resource officer here at the school, and Martha Huitron is the teen talk counselor. Martha, if you're here, please raise your hand. There you are. Lovely. Good. Yes. And this year, for the first time, there are resource officers in the elementary school. So if you've got brothers and sisters, little kids, they are also in the line of protection here. And there's also the New Canaan Urgent Assessment Program. Some of you may have heard about this. Okay. The point is, you're not alone, there is help. A part of preventing abuse and handling abuse is understanding what a good relationship looks like. So ask yourself the following questions. Does your partner support you? Does he or she listen to you? Does he or she appreciate you? Does your partner respect your privacy, your cell phone? Tough questions. If you can't answer yes to these, seek out help, reach out. Because you know, it's really pretty simple. When it comes to abuse and bullying, the answer is really coming down to something simple: being kind, looking out for one another. As Principal Egan has emphasized, we don't worry alone. So thank you so much for coming out. Really appreciate this. And now I want to turn the program over to our first selectman, Deanna Carlson. Thank you.
So I'd like to start by thanking Dee Dee and the Domestic Violence and Crisis Center for their leadership, bringing light to this issue all across Fairfield County. So thank you, Dee Dee. You've put a lot of work into this, and it's showing results, so thank you. And also to New Canaan High School and Bill and Dr. Lutzy and all the team, Susan Bliss, for all their leadership in making sure that all of you have the tools available to help identify when you need help. So they're always here for you, and so please reach out if you need help. So I have a proclamation here, and I'm sorry, it's probably going to be a little bit long. So, so on behalf of the town of New Canaan, whereas domestic violence is a public health crisis that requires community-wide involvement to solve. It impacts the individual, their family, friends, and our community at large. Growing up in a violent home is the strongest predictor of someone becoming a victim or as an abuser as an adult. Whereas in Connecticut, 37% of women and 33% of men experience intimate partner violence during their lifetimes, irrespective of gender identity, race, sexual orientation, religion, age, socioeconomic status, or ability. And whereas in Connecticut, 26% of students surveyed reported someone they were going out with tried to control or emotionally hurt them. And emotional abuse is reported by 76% of all teens who report teen dating abuse. And whereas teens who suffer dating abuse are subject to long-term consequences like alcoholism, eating disorders, promiscuity, thoughts of suicide, and violent behavior. Whereas I support making New Canaan a zero-tolerance community. I vigorously support those working to break generational cycles of abuse and give priority to domestic abuse, teen dating abuse, and bullying awareness education and intervention programs in our community. Now, therefore, I, Deanna Carlson, First Selectman, hereby proclaim October 2024 as Domestic Abuse Awareness Month in the town of New Canaan. Thank you.
Again, folks, thank you for being here. I hope this just, again, reminds you of the significance of this issue and how it does affect your life. And be aware for it, be supportive of each other, and keep in mind that in addition to the resources named and the people named, everybody here at the school is here for you if you need something. Thank you very much.